Dr. Bayomisule, you've done quite a lot in terms of empowering SMEs and coming up with innovative solutions, to see that they make money as well as contribute what they're supposed to be contributing. I would like to ask you to please elaborate on how more we can actually bridge this gap in terms of digital healthcare financing.
Thank you, Jane, for having me and also for Stanbic IBTC. In terms of digitalization within the healthcare space, I think first principles for me is to go back to business model. First of all, in Nigeria at the moment, the business model for the healthcare is broken, largely because there is no sustainable revenue model. Most purchasers bargain on the basis of pricing. So a lot of organizations make their purchasing decisions on the basis of the lowest possible pricing. And when you have a broken business model or a broken revenue model, what you would have is input substitution, what you will have is loss of talent, what you will also have is poor quality outcomes as well. So we need to fix that business model. And to fix that business model, I think the private sector needs to put their money where their mouth is. They need to be willing to pay for healthcare services appropriately. They need to reward and incentivize quality as opposed to always pushing for lower premiums or lower prices. If you have the business model right, then perhaps we will not be talking about the need to have low interest rates. The healthcare sector will be able to stand on its own and play its own part appropriately as well. In terms of digital finance solutions for healthcare SMEs, I think, first of all, it's also very important for financial institutions to understand their customers and what they want and how they want to be served. I think so many times, because of the nature of our sector, we don't have financial institutions that understand healthcare as holistically as perhaps some of us who are players in that space do. We have peculiar needs. We require peculiar solutions. We require also, should I say, concessions in some regards due to the nature of our business. And again, I think it's also important to make the point that the healthcare sector is not homogeneous. So hospitals are different from pharmacies. Pharmacies are different from HMOs. We also have those who have manufacturing space. So it's not a one-size-fits-all for everyone within that space. You have to develop products that are fit for purpose. And the only way to do that is to speak to the stakeholders, know how they want to be served, know the sort of financing that they need as well. So, for instance, a lot of our customers, in addition to the introduction I was given, I also run a healthcare-focused financing organization, and we give out loans to pharmacies, hospitals, and clinics. And they tell us that the banks sometimes take up to 1 month to even tell them whether they qualify to take a loan or not. That's pretty too long. And sometimes they say, even when they're told that they qualify, they might not get that loan maybe for another 8 weeks or 12 weeks. So I think the bank needs to fix that. I know there might be some regulatory restrictions, but there are ways to work around that. For instance, we are able to take a financing decision in 10 minutes with 2 data points. We'll tell you whether we can pre-qualify and tell you as a healthcare SME whether you qualify for a loan and how much you qualify for. So I think that speed of decisioning is very important. The bureaucracy in terms of also serving these healthcare SMEs, I think also needs to be minimized. So many times there are lots of documents that are asked that might not be, should I say, important. I think we need to focus on serving them with minimal bureaucracy and also convenience as well and speed of service. So ideally, I think if you can give them a fast credit decisioning within 24 hours, if you can give them an offer letter within a week, if you can disburse within 2 weeks or maximum 1 month, I think the healthcare space will be better for it. But like I said, all this will be meaningless if we do not fix the business model, if we do not make sure that healthcare SMEs are viable by paying them appropriately what they deserve, whether in terms of HMO premiums or in terms of out-of-pocket payments. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I would just quickly go round. Final word from each of us. Final word, something to take home with Dr. Sule.
As a compliment to all that has been said about collaboration, I just want to highlight that only independent people or parties collaborate. So make sure you bring a product or a value proposition to the table A bank or a partner is not going to solve your fundamental product development problems. You must figure that out on your own. And the only way to do that is by executing, iterating, and then refining your solution. And then when you've done that and you have some mastery in a niche, come to the table, you certainly find people who will be willing to partner with you.
Thank you very much. Well said.